Alright, Facebook. It's your boy Josh Saunders back at it with another video. I'm going to start the video off by saying, fuck suicide, thank you. So I posted a Terrence Pop video on my Facebook page, and it pissed off one little female on Facebook who was like, if you listen to this sexist man, then the best you'll ever get for a girlfriend is your ex. And I'm like, okay, first of all, let's have a conversation about this. I told her, you are so fucking triggered by that video. Why is it that women can have all these goddamn talk shows and podcasts trashing men and building women up, and yes, queens slayingifying themselves? I got homo suspicious points for that one. Stop it. Anyways, why is it though? Now, I would consider myself to be a MGTOW feminist. No such thing. And I'm like, bullshit. I can care about women's rights and then not give a fuck if I get laid. Haha. Because remember, that's how society and people control you, you know. You gotta just, you know. So I says to her, you're just a raging man-hating femcel. Get bent. And then I saw all the likes her comment got. I'm like, there's 55 people who are just dumb as shit. And I'm like, I don't got time to go through 55 different likes and block every one of you sorry sacks of shit. If you don't like what I post on Facebook, then don't engage with it. But you know what Terrence Pop does? He helps build men up using comedy. And the suicide rates for men are much higher than women because, spoiler alert, nobody gives a fuck about what men want. Nobody cares when a man gets depressed. Nobody cares when a man gets raped. And nobody cares when sexism happens to men. It's just the cold reality of being a man. And if you bitch about it, you get told to either check your male privilege or to quit mansplaining, or you get called a sexist who hates women. And it's just like, and for her to throw my ex into the equation like that, well, there are some women who treat guys like shit and still expect the hottest dude out there. So there's that. Well, and on top of it, Facebook, it's bullshit. When you see that there are some women out there who are just as shallow as the men they complain about, it's like, I think I can smell hypocrisy. It smells like... And if there were a TV show or a podcast or a YouTube channel like Terrence Pop, but it was all gender reversed, women everywhere would be praising it, saying, oh my god, this is the greatest thing ever. You know? And it's like, Terrence Pop is not a sexist, and he does not hate women. Quite the contrary, he actually has 2 daughters of his own. He's just had a very negative experience with women, so he's going to complain about it. In fact, his ex-wife literally ran over and killed his fucking dog, and the courts did nothing about it because that's just how it is with chicks, you know? It's what it is. It's like, you know, when your girlfriend says 2 + 2 = fish, you're just like, no, dear, it equals 4. Did you just argue with a woman? Sexist, do you hate your mother? Well, misogynist. I'm like, what about misandry, You ever talked about when women are fucking femcells, which are basically the female equivalent of incel culture? If you don't know what this is These are basically cultures that are designed to hate you based off of your sex. And it's fucking stupid. And like women and men hating each other is nothing new. It's just the battle of the sexes, as they call it. And I personally think it's fucking stupid. I personally think it's fucking stupid. And I'm like, okay, let me ask you this. Would women like it if they had their creepy stalker, psycho ex-boyfriend thrown in their face? If they were to go to bitch about women or other men or whatever, and then be told, well, if you listen to that sexist female, the only reason this is why you're only going to be good with your creepy stalker ex. You know what I'm saying? You'd never hear the end of it. If a woman were to go on her social media right now and post a video like a female version of Terrence Pop doing her thing, uplifting women, helping women, yes, queen, slay, you know, telling women, yeah, you're a goddess, you're a girl boss, you got this. Just, you know what I'm saying? If there was a show like that for women where it was designed to uplift women and tell men what they're doing wrong on the dating scene, and to tell women that suicide is not worth it and to keep fighting through the depression, women everywhere would be like, yes. If a man were to complain about that show, he'd be told to shut the fuck up, check his fucking male privilege, and, oh, you're so triggered by that show. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's ridiculous. And I see a lot of people posting dumb shit I don't agree with on Facebook. And depending on the friendship I have with them in real life, I just choose to ignore it. A lot of it's political bullshit. And I'm like, you know what I get tired of in our society? Well, if you don't like something, it's automatically the next Hitler. Like, it's so stupid, dude. It is so fucking bloody stupid. And I am worthy of finding a way harder, way more sane chick than Jessica Boyle. You don't get to shove my psycho stalker ex in my face like that. Oh, but by the way, I forgot. Let me just check my male privilege. It's only rape and sexism and stalking when men do it. Oh, I'm sorry, ladies. Where do I get off? I'll tell you where I get off. All of your tits, ass, back, and pussy and mouth. Ha ha! That was a joke. Calm down. Like, no, that was offensive. And I'm like, see, I don't have to try that hard to piss people off. I'm good at it. And I'm like, you know what? If you don't like what I post on Facebook, then just ignore it. This is my whole problem with people in general on social media. Is I don't gotta post anything relatively offensive. I could post a video talking about cats, or I could post a video, you know, talking about my favorite beers. And people are still gonna fucking hate it and call me a piece of shit. And it's like, how come sexism is only called out when men do it, but not when women do it? Because men want to get laid, so if they figure you can be happy or you can be right. See, women are the gatekeepers to sex, men are the gatekeepers to a relationship. Wah, suck it. And I'm not going to let one opinion of some random man-hating femcel get to me on my Facebook page, because after I removed her comment and my comments about the situation, I stopped and had a chuckle about it. Why? Because I'm like, look at all the hot chicks I'm friends with on Facebook. Oh. Yeah, a little bit of fresh water for the palate. And quite frankly, I don't give a shit what people think about me anymore. I mean, I get bullied all the fucking time, and it's non-fucking stop. I get bullied all the fucking time on social media, and it's non-fucking stop. And some of the comments people leave on my YouTube and Facebook when I make my shit public, the comments are dumb, so it's just easier In the long run, if you don't like someone's comment, just ignore it. Seems like everyone else has a problem with me existing. And that's just it. If there were a female version of what Terrence Popp is doing on his YouTube channel for women, if there were a female version of what Terrence Popp's doing for other females, you wouldn't be allowed to call it out. You would not be allowed to call it out, the hypocrisy. You would not be allowed to call out sexism or racism or any of that crap. Because apparently it's only racist when white people do it. It's only sexist when men do it. It's only phobic when straights and cisgender people do it. But the other side's allowed to hate you for all this other crap. And it's just like, here's a thought. Stop the hate. And if you don't like what someone has to say about their shit, or anyone else's shit, then don't watch their shit. And it's like, you know what? When you sit there on your fucking Facebook page going, you know what? I don't like Josh posting Terrence Popp videos on his Facebook page, even though I'm not his fucking friend on Facebook. So if you're not friends with me on Facebook, why do you care? And if you don't like what I have to say, then unfriend me. I don't give a shit. And I'm not here to get into a political fight with anyone on Facebook, but it's the truth. Sexism is only ever called out when men do it. Racism is only called out when white people do it. And quite frankly, I'm sick of it. And phobia is only ever called out when straight people and cisgendered people do it. But it's all about equality and acceptance, right? Winning. If it's all about equality and acceptance, then why not accept the fact that not everyone's going to agree with your life? And just because I disagree with what you say does not mean I do not like you. The world needs to learn to think for itself. And quit being so quick to assume shit. And as far as politics go, both sides use fear-mongering. Both sides use lies and manipulation. This is why it's called radicalized politics. And I can't say I'm a fan of radicalized politics or just politics in general. And because I have certain viewpoints that might get misconstrued as a certain way, I choose not to discuss politics with certain people in my life. Right now, I'm dipping on some outlawed juicy Southern Peach with Nick Safe. It's a nice alternative to actual chew. I do have a can of it in my drawer, but I'm waiting to burn through this one first. And this is long cut, of course. And it gets you a buzz just like nicotine do, but it's a safer alternative. Yes, sir. And it's also tobacco free, if you can believe it. Mm. And so why is it that when women are sexist towards men, you can't call it out and be like, if it's all about gender equality? Because fourth wave feminism is a joke. It is. Fourth wave feminism is all about victimizing women, hating other women, and then blaming men for everything. It's like, you can't expect men to take your cause seriously if you're constantly blaming them for everything, and that's all I'm saying. And that's the thing of it. if women have a bad experience with men and they bitch about it, or they have talk shows about it, or whatever, no one says shit. And then if you were to throw a woman's psycho stalker ex into the mix, if you listen to this femcel crap, this is why you're only good enough for your stupid psycho ex, blah, 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 you would never hear the end of it. I'm not here to hate. I'm here to make you think, to challenge the norm. And if you don't like what I have to say, then don't fucking watch. I see friends of mine on Facebook who are very much on the left side of politics, and it's mentally exhausting. And I'm like, you know what? Just don't engage. The thing I hate about politics, Facebook, is that you're not allowed to have your own political opinion without someone talking down to you like you're stupid. You know? And it's like you try to have a conversation with the radical left, and they don't want to have a conversation. They don't. They just want to call you a Nazi for supporting Trump, and it's so stupid. So fucking stupid. But this is not the place to get into it. I digress. And the thing of it is, this goes for both genders, is you can't expect people to care about your issues if you don't care about theirs. Now, I'm not going to name drop the woman who left a comment, because I'm not going to do that to her. But you know who you are. I have her blocked on Facebook because I'm friends with a bunch of hot chicks. So one pissy little femcel is not going to bother me that much. Or at all, for that matter. Just because you don't like something doesn't mean it's automatically the next Hitler. You know what I'm saying? Like, that gets old real quickly. That kind of, you know, I think of what would PC Principal from South Park say? He'd be like, okay, just because you don't like something, you know what I'm saying?